My mom had Huntington's disease and passed away quite recently. I decided to get tested quite early on. When I was about 14 or 15, I had already decided that I wanted to know if I had the gene or not. But I was too young, obviously, to get tested. So a few months after I turned 18, I started genetic counseling, and about a year after that, I got my results. During the testing process, I felt it was a time when I was like constantly concentrating on how to deal with the results when I was getting them, and I was very convinced that I was going to be a gene carrier. So that was pretty much what I was walking around thinking about all the time. I tested negative, so that was a relief. But since I had been preparing myself during all this time to get the results that I was a gene carrier, it felt quite empty somehow as well. Like a part of my identity was taken away. And it was a feeling of what's next? What do I do now? But it was definitely a relief. But there was also a lot of guilt because I have two siblings. Both of them are at risk, and I just felt like if one of them would get it and I won't, that would be unfair, and I felt very guilty about that. I kind of just try to focus on the good things. I try to think that since I'm negative, at least if one of my siblings would get the disease, then I would be around to be able to help them out. My mom passed away the 20th of April this year, so about 5 months ago. I did know that she was close to death. About 4 months before she passed away, she got pneumonia. That was right before Christmas, and we thought that would be the end of it. But she fought it through, and the next morning she was better. But she didn't really regain the strength that she had before. So most of the time she spent in bed, and she didn't have a lot of energy to do anything. And she got pneumonia 4 times after that during these months, and every time she'd get a little weaker. So we did know that she probably didn't have that long. At first, I felt quite okay with it. I'd been preparing for it for years, so it felt kind of natural that it was coming up. But the fact felt natural, but the meaning of it started when it started to sink in. It was really hard to wrap my head around that she wouldn't be around anymore, and it really started to absorb all my energy, and I started to get really tired, and I stopped enjoying things. Just things that I usually loved doing, it wasn't fun anymore, and I'm usually a quite driven person, and I just lost interest in pretty much everything, and I just got more and more depressed. So I was already in a very vulnerable state when Mom passed away. I was devastated. It was like my life turned upside down. I thought I would be prepared because I had been preparing myself for so many years. And I was kind of expected to be prepared. But I wasn't. It was just so different from what I'd imagined. And it was just like everything that I had worked through during so many years and tried to accept in my life, it just came right back at me. And I, like, all the anxiety that I'd ever felt, all the frustration and sadness and grief, it all just came back. And I just lie in bed for days and just be absorbed by pain, pretty much. But I guess what I want to say with this is that it got better with time, and I didn't think it would at the time, but it did get better, and I am better now. And it's okay to grieve, even though you're expected to be prepared. You can't always be. I do feel better now, but I was really depressed before, and I'm still struggling with some depression and grief, of course. But I do feel better, or I wouldn't be here. I went to see a psychologist, but it didn't at the time feel like it helped really. And I did have very good family around and good friends. But at that time, it felt like nothing really mattered. But now, afterwards, I'm really very thankful for having had them during the time. I still haven't really adapted to not knowing or knowing that I won't get the gene. So I really don't know. But I was in a very dark place a few months ago, and now I am a lot better. So I do feel like it will probably be good someday. Yeah.